Welcome to HICGI News Agency.
HICGI News Agency Live. Welcome agency, HICGI News Agency.
This is HICGI News Agency.
This is HICGI News Agency.
News Agency live.
We are live, HICGI News Agency. This is HICGI News Agency. Uganda is enjoying what we call the settlement of dust after a very contested election in which President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni won about 71.6% of the elections, making his opponents like Bobby Wine, known as Robert Chagulanyi, and the rest who were contesting him to lose the election. The international community has made comments about Uganda's election the same way it has made comments about other recent elections in the region, like in Tanzania. Welcome us from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil to South Africa, in Canada, Toronto, and back here in Kampala, Uganda. My name is Chivumbi Ernest Benjamin on the Senior Citizens Talk of HICGI News Agency. We are joined by a senior citizen, Honorable Dr. Miria. Wow, Miria Matembe. And Rukoza Koburunga is also a very silent name of yours, but we would like to welcome you to the Senior Citizens Talk.
Thank you very much for inviting me to this. I didn't know, I'm not very well advanced in technology.
Yes.
So I didn't know that you have a media on senior citizens.
Wow.
For me, that is, I think, where I belong, because I introduced this thing in this country called senior citizen. Otherwise, they were calling people elders.
Elders. Wow.
Elderly. The elderly. Me, I said, no, me, I'm a senior citizen.
Wow.
And if you want to introduce me properly, I'm a senior citizen and a child of God.
Wow, child of God.
I love that, because by the grace of God, I am still here. I've been here, I'm still here, and I think I still have a long time to be here.
Wow.
And so when you give me an opportunity to come and talk to the people, I understand I'm talking to the whole world.
Absolutely.
I thank the Lord, because, if you want to know my biggest talent, according to the word of God in the book called the Bible, it is in Isaiah chapter 49, verse 1 to 3. The Lord says that He gave me a mouth like a sharpened sword.
Wow.
And He hid me under the shadow of His hand.
Yes.
And He made me into a polished arrow and concealed me into His quiver. And He said, you are my servant Miria, in whom I will reveal my splendor. So when you call me here,
yes,
I come to use my biggest talent
and
that God gave me,
definitely,
so that I may use it in such a way that it glorifies His name and He reveals His splendor.
Wow. In 1989, when I was born on 14th May 1989, you were contesting for Member of Parliament in Mbarara.
Don't you see why I'm so excited and happy? Because look, 1989, when I became the first woman member of parliament in Mbarara district,
yes,
the greater Mbarara, which had 10 counties.
10 counties, it was so big at that time.
It is still big, but they have, divided it in small. Imagine me, who was taking member of parliament in all these areas, a woman member of parliament. Now each county has been turned into a district. Can you imagine? And yet why I say this is that you were being born and I was becoming a member of parliament, and after you grew during my time of work. If it was not by the grace of God, right now you wouldn't know me.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't even be calling me to have a conversation. But by the grace of God, who has made me,
You,
so many years. I was in parliament for good 17 years, and then I've been away for 20 years now.
for
So,
17 years, and then wow, and away for 20 years now.
yes.
It's amazing.
So you wouldn't be knowing that I was here if by the grace of God he didn't keep his gift.
Mm.
Kept me using his gift, speaking.
Well, you were part of the Odochi commission that
Yes, yes,
was the architect of the constitution of this country,
yes. The 20,
as
the
a
20.
lawyer with master's degree, and the constitution that you actually was part of. Actually, you decided to move away or break away from President Museveni. That is after removing the term limits, which was in the constitution which you were part of. But before that, you had served in his government as a minister of ethics and integrity. What was the justification of you getting away from President Museveni?
Oh, getting out. There was no justification. There was no reason why he should have thrown me out. But because of my integrity, you can imagine being a minister for ethics and integrity, and you see the ethical values break down, no moral systems, and you see this man whom you really embraced with all your heart, because when he came with the 10-point program, he was, this is exactly what I've been waiting for this country. And we go down, and by God's grace, he appoints me on the Constitutional Commission, the Odochi Commission, which you said, and we were 21 members, two
Okay.
women and 19 men. And for me, I was not here to tell you my life history, but being on the Uganda Constitutional Commission was one of the most amazing things that happened to me in my life. Because can you imagine, I had wanted all along, I had wanted to, I studied law because I had wanted to see what the law is saying about women and the girl child. And when I went into HSC, I studied British parliamentary history. That's when I learned that law is made in parliament. So I extended my dream that when I find the law is not good equality for women, I will go to parliament and make the law. And little did I know that once I reach parliament, God is going to extend my dream by making me a member of the Uganda Constitutional Commission, which was going to make the foundation of all laws, because all the laws I was intending to make in parliament are based on that constitution. I didn't know I would one day be the one to make the mother of all laws. So I go into this constitutional commission. Amazingly, we traversed the whole country. The commission was supposed, before that commission, Ugandans had not made a constitution. You remember the first 1962 constitution was made at Lancaster, and the Ugandans, there were a few men who went there and agreed and endorsed what was made there. And then after that, when it was overthrown, and Obote made the Pigeonhole Constitution, and then the Pigeonhole Constitution eventually, Amin came and overthrew everything, and for him he started running the country not on the constitution at all, but on his orders. And then after that, Obote came back and he said, I will begin where I started. He started with that constitution. I don't know how many amendments they made. And all these Ugandans were not involved. Now, when President Museveni came with a 10-point program, wonderful 10-point program, democracy, unity, whatever it was so wonderful. We embraced him. He started off 86. By 89, he established the commission to make this constitution. So for the first time, the people of Uganda participated in making the constitution. And we are telling them clearly that
Yes.
the constitution, we were comparing it like when you are going to build a building. We said the nation is like a building. Now, when you are going to put up a building, you must put it up on a firm foundation. And so a constitution for the nation is the firm foundation on which the whole nation will be built. And the weaker the foundation, the weaker the building. And the stronger the foundation, the stronger the building. So people got it. They said when we make a strong constitution, then we shall have a strong nation.
For more than 10 years, Kebbi International Group has been your #1 partner in tours and travel consultancy. We also do real estate, legal services, ICT services, and much more. Find us on kebinternationalgroup.com or write to us at info@kebinternationalgroup.com. You may also write to us at PO Box 35827 Kampala, Uganda, or visit us on Namaswahi or Entebbe Highway. Call us on +256 200937566 or +256 3948632 or 46. Or you can send us a plus on WhatsApp on +256 752 1375 66. Cab International Group, your #1 rail business partner.
And then we explained to them what a constitution is and what it contains, what must be there. And we told them, as Ugandans now, we have the opportunity to make this foundation, participate in the making of the constitution. So these Ugandans put out their views. If this is about how we want to be
Governed, yes.
governed, this is it, this is it, this is it. And one of the best problems they saw that was making Uganda unstable was putting it on a wrong, weak foundation, and it was collapsing with so many presidents that ago. They said it is the presidents who don't want to leave power peacefully. They are the cause
peacefully.
of our problem. They don't want to hand over power peacefully. So we ask the people, so what do you want us? They say, look here, we must put a term limit because they can't move, they can't go without the limit. So we said, okay, what this term limit? They said we want them to serve for 5 years. We go to elections, give them opportunity to contest again. If they win for that 5 years, they win. If they lose, they lose. But if they win, that is the end. 10 years, no
As a
more.
maximum.
10 years, no more. And we ask them, what if they are still good? They said, yes, we want them to live when they are still good, so that if they are to die, they will die in this country. They said, we are tired of presidents who die in exile. What sort of leadership is this? So they said they will stay here and they will be mentors to the leaders who will be in power, which was wonderful. The people of Uganda those days, because of the experience they had gone through, they were very wise, they were intelligent, they gave us wonderful ideas which we put there. Now we said, what about members of parliament? Should we limit them? They said no.
Okay.
Why should you limit the term of a member of parliament? We shall remove them through our elections. They said, you see why we can't remove the president. He has the guns, he has the money, he has the power, he has everything. So we can't remove him by elections. But the ordinary people, if they don't serve us, we shall hold elections and we shall remove them. Remember that time they were talking when there was no militarization of elections, there was no financialization, they call it financialization, or of elections where corruption was not there by then. So we were having a peaceful environment, I'm telling you. Apart from the north where there was Kony and the war, the rest of Uganda, they had seen, oh, this is very good. Let us build our nation once for all. And so we put those provisions of limiting the term. When we went after writing this draft constitution, and it was even the people themselves who
Oh.
said that the constitution was originally, the draft we would make was originally to be discussed by the military council and the National Resistance Council, which was by then the parliament. But when we explained to these people, they said, no, now that we know what a constitution is, now that we have told you what we want it to be, how we want to be governed, we want to elect specific people to discuss this constitution. Because by the time we elected the members of parliament, we had not known a constitution.
Okay.
Now that we know, we want to elect those people who will go and represent our views there so that they will be retained in the constitution. So they were the ones who even made a proposal of constituting a constituent assembly. So when we took these things to parliament, parliament endorsed the constituent assembly, election of a constituent assembly. And so we went back, even we who were in parliament had to go back to contest to be in the constituent assembly. So when we reached the constituent assembly, I want to tell you that there were not, by the way, not many contentious issues.
Okay.
Generally, it was like consensus because Ugandans were now stable and the views were from them, but there were certain contentious issues.
I think there were also no political parties, is it?
We were in a national resistance movement, but of course, when we went to see individual merit.
Individual merit.
We go to see on individual merit, but people had their parties. DP, but when they reached there, they also wanted one contentious issue was whether we should reinstate multi-party democracy.
Yes.
So of course it was defeated, although some of them walked out, but that one was defeated. But the issue of removing the term limit was like sort of unanimous. Was like really unanimous. Not some few people maybe they didn't see it necessary, but generally it was okay. Nobody even it was never contested at all. And in addition to that, the members of the CA now said, yes, we are saying we should limit the term. But they said, but what if somebody becomes a president like at the 70 years? Now you have to give 10 years.
Yes.
To go 80, amazingly, it is embarrassing that now the president is 80 and he's still a president. But that time people could not envisage a president who is like 80 being a president. But they said if he goes there when he's 70 and he knocks 75, he should not continue. So that CA now brought what? The age limit.
The age limit begins from there.
From CA. And that was the reasoning of the age limit. And now we thought that will work. And I certainly worked with this Musei, and I was one of the best effective leaders in this country. And
of course,
confirmed that recently, actually, despite the fact that he threw me into the dustbin 20 years ago. The other day, people were seeing him, he was awarding me as a senior citizen. I got acknowledgement as one of the best examples of good leadership.
Congratulations.
And a mentor to the young people, to the young generation. I received it the other day after 20 years of him chasing me away, because he knows that even up to now, yes, I'm still with my integrity, I'm still effective, I'm still a good leader. But what happened, down the road, President Museveni maybe came with that vision as he explained in the 10-point program. But down the road, and this I say it all the time, if he really meant it, if it was not his hidden agenda, if maybe he hid his personal agenda and we couldn't see, but for us, when we saw that agenda, the program, many Ugandans, almost all of us said, yeah, and we moved. But down the road, I think in there is this English. It is in Runyankore word that ekyokunda kikunagisa ekyokwite. That if you love something more than what is you are holding, you could be holding something, but you start loving something more than what you are holding. You drop it and pick that one which you love more. Now, to apply it to President Museveni, down the road, if he had come with the love for Uganda and Ugandans, down the road, I think the power corrupted him, as the word says that power corrupts.
I saw one time Delmonta headline when he said that I would retire in 2006. Did he really mean it?
That's what I'm telling you now. Power corrupts absolutely. If he had that dream for making Uganda a real, truthful, democratic country with the, getting out of third world, first world, he would have stuck to his vision. But now he loved power more than whatever he had loved. So the love for power substituted, love for power was exchanged for love for the nation. For me, that's how I see it.
Global Logistics Limited, your number one customs clearing and forwarding cargo consolidation warehouse company. We do air shipment, worldwide sea shipment, transportation, tax consultation. Global Logistics Limited is a competent company specializing in logistics clearing and forwarding services. We have the necessary skills and resources and partnerships to tackle sizable projects to our clients' satisfaction. We are located at Mganziraza Plaza near the entrance of Katwe, Kampala, Uganda. Call us on +256 779 634 328 or +256 701 784 648 or visit our website glovylogistics.com or write to johnglovy@gmail.com. Glovy Logistics Limited, your number one clearing and forwarding company.
Because somebody at 80 years, what are you doing? You started leading this country when you were around 40. You were 80 years. Are you? I don't know. I don't understand. It was like the biblical Moses in the wilderness 40 years. And where did the children of Israel go? They were lost in the wilderness for 40 years. So it came that he held a conference in 2003 of NEC, the NEC committee, National Executive Committee, and I was one of the members.
Okay.
And he brought the subject of removing the presidential term limit. Now, me knowing the people, you see, for you, you are online, people will be seeing me online. But when you are seeing me face to face,
Yes.
you get my emotions, you get what it is.
Yes.
So those people, the emotions, what they wanted, term limit was so central to their constitution, which was going to be a foundation on which Uganda would be built. Therefore, there is no way they could have wanted it to be removed. And I was a person, the witness. And I'm one of those people who were very blessed because when it comes to the Constitution of Uganda, I was on the Constitutional Commission. I was a CA delegate. I was a member of the legal and drafting committee of that CA, which put the final seal on the Constitution of Uganda. And then, good enough, I was one of the members of 1996 Parliament, which started implementing that Constitution. So 4 distinctive features with me, which many people may not have had. So there is no way I could allow President Museveni to remove the term limit. So I told him at that meeting that it is unethical, it is lack of integrity.
Yes.
And me, as your Minister for Ethics and Integrity, I cannot support you in doing that wrong thing. he was so angry, so angry that he even abused me, bashed me, that I said, in fact, I had resolved I'm going to resign until that night. I had an encounter with God. We had a conversation. That's
Okay.
when he told me, don't worry. I gave you mouth like a sharpened sword. Don't care about what you said. Stay firm. So I stayed firm, and eventually he threw me out of his government. He said, get out of here. And I got out of there, but praise the Lord, I'm still here. I'm not in the garbage, because, you know, people say when you are a worldly person, you have fallen from glory. But the glory is the worldly glory. They fall onto grass. But for me, I fell from worldly glory into God's grace. And that's why I'm still here. And amazingly, immediately he threw me out of his cabinet in 2003. I went back to Parliament. I was received with joy in Parliament, because when you are in cabinet, you are not talking much, because
Yes.
you are in governance now. But outside Parliament, you are critiquing, you know, what is going on, overseeing. So when I went back, members were excited. And down the road, they elected me to start the Pan-African Parliament. You know, that is the time, 2003 in October. That's when I was elected as one of the 5 Ugandans who were going to join other 5 members from each country to establish the Pan-African Parliament. So God received me, took me higher to the Pan-African Parliament, and when I reached there, was elected as the chairperson of Rules Committee. I made the rules. I chaired the strategic plan of Pan-African Parliament Committee, and of course, 2 years down the road, because you are a member of Pan-African Parliament when you are a member here. When I left the Parliament here in 2006, I ended also the Pan-African Parliament in that time. And since then, I've not held any job. I have not held anything. I was retired when I was still vibrant, you know. I think I was 53 years, you know,
Okay.
when you are vibrant, ready to work more. But he disenabled me from serving my country because of my integrity. Nothing else. And you can see now. What makes me happy is that those people who said, yeah, 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 they are crying. They cry to me, Honorable, what do we do? I say, you go. Me, I talk. Why didn't you join me?
But honorable, that parliament you're talking about was a very vibrant parliament. People like Johnny Kendo Chams the man, people like I think Wapakaburo. I mean, we had a very
Ben
vibrant.
Wacha, Ugaro, Uncle
Yes.
John Kazora, the Kanyomo, and the Kanyihamba, you know, the many of them, and the ladies. The
So
ladies who were there.
we are being repressed today by a parliament of people with no experience, people with no leadership skills. What exactly is the country going in which direction?
Now, what I want to tell you clearly, that from NRC up to actually the 7th Parliament, what was driving people in leadership positions at that level was service to the people. Service to the nation, service to the people. People were interested in Uganda making a difference and that kind of thing. And therefore, even the Ugandans there, because there was no bribe, no corruption, no what, you would come and you contest and you campaign and they see you and they would say, no, this one is the one to represent us, and they would elect you. But and I will tell you what caused all this. From the 8th Parliament, it started with the 6th Parliament, and when it came to the 7th Parliament, you remember that's when the term limit was removed.
Yes.
7th Parliament. So the next Parliament thereafter started dwindling, because President Museveni, after removing the term limit, after making the constitution, this is very amazing. President Museveni was very interested in making the constitution, because I had a conversation with him one time when we were not getting resources for the constitution. And he called me, we were talking. He used to call me and we talk many things. So I asked him, sir, how much do you value the constitution? He said, oh my God, that would be getting a constitution for Uganda to me would be the best gift I will give to this nation.
Wow.
So I told him, you know what? You are losing out on this gift because they are not giving us resources. So from there, he went and ordered, you people, you must release resources for the Odoki report to do the constitution. And of course, they released the resources and we started making the draft, the constitution. Now, when the constitution and when it was discussed and promulgated, he didn't, the only thing I had President Museveni questioning on that constitution was the issue of the land. And in fact, his concern was right, but we hadn't realized it. He was saying now, land now has belonged to the people. Where is the land for the country?
So initially it was for government?
The power of memories has never been so meaningful than when time passes by. It's only in photography and videography that we can be able to tell what exactly happened in our lives. Do not lose the beautiful events of your life, from graduation to birthday parties, introduction ceremonies, parties that matter, wedding. All this and much more can be brought down into memories of photography and videography. At KEB International Group, we understand what it means to keep these memories. We're inviting you today to contact us for the best rates in town for your photography and videography events. +256 702 13 75 66 or +256 773 13 75 66. We will cover and reach you at any time, any part of the world. No matter the time, we are here to keep your memories alive. Okay, videography and photography, your #1 events memories.
Originally, land belonged to government. Originally, land belonged to government. But we said the land belongs to the people in the constitution. So he raised an issue, but I'm sorry about this land. If the land belongs to all of you, now where shall we get the land to develop the nation, factories, all these things? But it was genuine. But that's the only issue he raised. The other issues, he was very comfortable with this constitution. And in fact, our constitution was claimed to be one of the most progressive and wonderful constitution. Now, when we came to implement it, this is how things began, the journey where we are going. When we came to implement it, was the first time the principle of separation of powers came.
Separation of powers.
In 1986, with the NRC, President Museveni was the chairman of the parliament. NRC, National Resistance Council, was the parliament. So President Museveni was the chair of the parliament, NRC. He was the head of the executive, and so he had powers to rule over the parliament.
Yes.
Although what I want to say, the National Resistance Council, where I was, I would say was one of the most effective parliaments that we had, because we were few to begin with. And whenever we would have a challenge, we would discuss, even if it takes 3 days, we are discussing that issue. And the president would come in and chair it, and everybody, and we didn't bring in even you people media with your Ugambo. So we would discuss and everybody would speak their heart. Yes. And in the end, we would resolve the problem and we go out and implement. So although he was the chair, he was not always there. He would come when the issues are controversial, and we would resolve them. But all the same, he was the head of the parliament. You get it? Now, so he didn't know. I think he didn't know what a constitution means. I think he knew a constitution, but he did not know constitutionalism. I do not think he understood constitutionalism. He loved the constitution without constitutionalism. And in fact, in Uganda, we have a constitution without constitutionalism.
Can you break down to the layman to understand constitutionalism?
Constitutionalism means implementing, putting the constitution in practice. What the constitution says, you go and put it in practice. That is constitutionalism. You see, there are some people who read the Bible. Oh, they read, but they don't follow the principles of the Bible. Yes. So for him now, when it came to the sixth parliament, the first parliament that started implementing the constitution of Uganda, which was popularly made, we started implementing the principle of separation of powers.
Separation of powers.
Now, this is the first time President Museveni learned that he has no powers over parliament. This was, people don't know. I'm glad I know these things. So we start implementing. In parliament, we started discussing. Now there was one project, Bujagari. They wanted to make, is it power in electricity? Yes. Bujagari thing. And there were people who were coming from America to take that contract to do that work. And I think whether they saw him or whatever, I don't know how it happened. But when the issue reached parliament, the parliament did its research and they said, no, that is not the right company to do that work. He said, what? How, who is this refusing this? They said it is the parliament. He said, how can the parliament decide for me? They said, but it is the constitution. He said, I remember him saying, what? But the constitution is a mere paper. Honestly, that's when I knew that things are going wrong. Because Obote had said in 1932, when people referred to the constitution, he had said, but the constitution is a mere paper. So even this time, President Museveni said, what? But the constitution is a mere paper.
The Senior Citizens Talk is brought to you by Africa at Heart, Heal the Planet Global Organization, HICGI News Agency. Subscribe right now to get our latest updates sent you every single Sunday. Don't forget also the Talk to the World show that is running every Thursday at 4 p.m. Subscribe here on YouTube and make your notification bell right here. HICGI News Agency. Visit us on HICGINewsagency.com and find us on all social media platforms on X, call it Twitter, on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. HICGI News Agency. Subscribe now. For more than 10 years, Kebbi International Group has been your #1 partner in tours and travel consultancy. We also do real estate, legal services, ICT services, and much more. Find us on kebbinternationalgroup.com or write to us at info@kebbinternationalgroup.com. You may also write to us at PO Box 35827 Kampala, Uganda, or visit us on Namaswahi off Entebbe Highway. Call us on +256 200937566 or +256 3948632 or 46. Or you can send us plus on WhatsApp on +256 752 1375 66. Kebbi International Group, your #1 rail business partner.